Hi, friends. This is one of the final read alouds for the novel Ungifted. This is chapter 25, Abigail's chapter. And in this chapter, we find out Abigail's secret and we get the information about how the meet ended. So on page 231, I'm going to read through the end of her chapter. Unburdened, Abigail Lee. I refuse to let this mess leave a hole in my record. I spent hours, days even, trying to draft the perfect line to take credit for being on the robotics team without taking blame for what the robotics team had done. Disqualified was such an ugly word. Banned was even worse. Conduct unbecoming a scientist? No. Don't even go there. I finally went with 2012 State Robotics Meet, First Place Power Ranking, DNF. Maybe no one would look into the definition of DNF, did not finish, or realize there was no such thing as a first place power ranking, which just meant that our robot beat the snot out of Cold Spring Harbor's robot. I don't think Harvard's admission department would be too impressed by that. It wouldn't hurt someone like Noah. He would get into college wherever he wanted. Sadly, he would probably go nowhere at all. I never thought I'd say this. There was such a thing as being too smart. Confession, I was jealous of Noah. I'd give anything to spend an hour inside his head, to take a mind like that out for a test drive. But I wouldn't want to be him, even though he'd always be above a black mark like the robotics meet, which would be an Ivy League deal breaker for the rest of us. Another thing Harvard could never be allowed to find out about: how close I came to going to summer school for human growth and development. Do you think their admissions department would care that it wasn't my fault? Of course not. Everybody knows who goes to summer school. People who can't pass in the fall, winter, and spring. People who actually have to open up their report cards to find out their grades. People who think a Rhodes Scholarship is driver's ed. At least I've been spared that black mark thanks to Donovan Curtis. Yes, I know I was really hard on Donovan and said a lot of terrible things about him, and I stand by my original opinion that he never should have been in the gifted program, but that doesn't mean that we all weren't really lucky for the Atlas incident that put him in Oz's class. Which brings up the final piece of information that Harvard could never be permitted to learn. Ditto Yale, Princeton, Columbia, Brown, Dartmouth, Stanford, Penn, and Cornell. If anyone accuses me of this, I'll deny it. I might even sue. I was the one who hacked into the library computer and helped Donovan cheat on the retest. Surprised? Me too.